Welcome to Getaway Day. This is This Week in Baseball for April 25th, 2024. Who is your player of the week, Mason?
My player of the week, as we all know, is allowed to be a minor leaguer. That's a rule I'm making up right now. So my player of the week for the week of April 25th is going to be none other than Indianapolis's own, as far as where he's playing right now, he's not from here, Paul Skeens. So Paul Skeens has been absolutely dominating the minor league circuit this season, and he gave up his first run of the year in his last start, but still absolutely dominated the Omaha Storm Chasers, going the deepest he's gone in his professional career so far at 4 1/3 innings, giving up only 5 hits, 1 earned run, and striking out 7. That makes 3 consecutive games that Paul Skeens has struck out 7 or more batters, and he's never struck out less than 5, while only pitching 3 to 4 innings. So, Paul Skeens, my player of the week.
So is he ready for the majors?
Some people seem to think that. I say no with a very big, red flashing sign here. The Pirates organization has only allowed Paul Skeens to pitch into the 5th inning 1 time. In fact, he's only pitched into the 4th inning 3 times. He is not built up to start right now. He's built up for long relief, maybe. But if you want him to come out there and be dominant and be your ace of the future, you got to get this guy into games for longer. You can't just shut him down at 50 pitches. You have to try and let him go 60, 70, 75 and get him built up.
I totally agree. It's like the pitchers are not conditioned to pitch deep into games, and we understand why, because of all the injury risk, and they want their pitchers pitching important innings in the major leagues rather than, blowing out their arms in the minors or whatever. But it's such a difficult balance to strike, and I don't know what the right answer is. They're clearly not preparing Paul Skeens very well to pitch 5+ innings in the major leagues because he's not doing it. But is that what they should be doing? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what they should be doing. I mean, even just looking back at his last couple starts here, letting him go the extra inning, he gave up a few more hits. He gave up his first run. But that's kind of more what you're expecting. Because he's pitching longer, he's probably not throwing quite as hard. And instead of throwing, he needs to pitch. And when you're only throwing 3 innings, you can just throw really hard for 35 pitches. Get through that if you're striking out 5, 6, 8 batters, and then move on with your day. But if you're trying to go 4, 5, 6 innings, you're going to have to take just a little bit off the top end of that fastball, just a little bit off of some of this high velocity, high stress on the arm stuff to try and throw more pitches. And when you do that, it can change your game plan and it can lead to more hits given up, more runs given up. But you have to figure that out before you get to the majors.
Yeah. My player of the week is his future teammate, Paul Skeens' future teammate, Jared Jones. Jared Jones he's come out of nowhere, essentially. Because if you look at his minor league numbers, last year he had a 4.72 ERA at AAA. It's okay, this guy, who is this guy? The thing that they did with Jared Jones is he actually has pitched quite a few innings at the minor league level. Both 2022 and 2023, he went over 120 innings in both of those seasons. So maybe he's a guy that was ready to take on more of a starter's workload at the major league level. That's kind of what he's done. They've kind of slow played him. There was one start, I think 2 starts ago, where they said he's going 5 this game no matter what. No matter what his pitch count is, he's pitching 5 innings. He cruised through those 5 innings, and they didn't deviate from their plan. But just in general, Jared Jones looks like a frontline starter, and that's it's clearly something that's happened in like the last year because the minor league numbers don't even capture him making this improvement. It's like literally something that's happened so fast, and we see this in pitching. Like guy like Spencer Strider, we didn't know who Spencer Strider was, and then all of a sudden he was like the best pitcher in the league. That I'm kind of anticipating something like that with Jared Jones, where he becomes like a top 20 pitcher in the league
Yeah, like
pretty
just
soon.
from last year in AAA to this year in the majors, like his strikeout percentage has gone up 6%. His walk rate has gone down 6%, literally cutting it into a third of what it was before. Like something is different and it looks good on him.
Yeah, did you see what he did to Bryce Terang?
Now,
You got to look this up. Like the man was
oh,
literally
is it
on
when
his
he fell
back.
onto the ground?
Yeah, he was literally
Like
on home plate after he
was
messed
it
up
like
his
a
swing.
was it like a back foot slider? And then he
I think
just
so.
like
Yeah,
completely just oh yeah, I saw that.
yeah,
I didn't
unbelievable
realize it
stuff.
was Terang. I just knew that he knocked somebody over.
Yeah. So
That's
anytime you're
wild.
like putting a major league hitter on their back with a pitch that was that
I
nasty, like,
don't know that I would call Bryce Terang a major league hitter.
hey, go look at his numbers. He's killing it this year.
Is he? Okay, well,
He's absolutely killing it.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Beyond our players of the week, complete games are not dead, amazingly. Um, 3 complete games in the last week this year. And the first one was Ranger Suarez, who did it in 112 pitches against the Rockies. He gave up 7 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. Ranger Suarez has been just on fire recently. And we've seen stretches of like really good performance from Ranger in the past. But what I noticed about this particular run that he's on is he stopped walking guys. He used to walk like a lot of guys and give up lots of hits and stuff and would sometimes get crushed by home runs. And this year that's not like the case at all. He's doing so well. He's got a 136 ERA, 190 expected ERA. So numbers say this is pretty well deserved, and the start after the complete game, they basically said, you threw 112 pitches in the last game, you're limited to 80, and he still was able to go 7 innings in the next start because he's on that kind of a run.
He's made one heck of a three-headed monster in Philly
Yeah, yeah,
with
they've
Wheeler
been
and
awesome.
Nola and yeah. We also on the uh complete games list for this week have Tanner Houck of the Boston Red Sox, who in back-to-back games this week has gone up against Cleveland. He on 94 pitches made it through 9 scoreless complete game shutout on 3 hits with 9 Ks. And then in his follow-up start, also against Cleveland, this time in Cleveland, he went another 6 innings, giving up only 5 hits. He did give up 2 runs, though, and qualified for the loss. So a little bit of a bummer there, but he just
Still a good start.
absolutely dominated. Well, yeah, that's more like a bad luck. Your offense didn't support you because you only gave up 2. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like 2 fantastic starts from Tanner Houck this week, including a Maddox.
Yeah, no, that Maddox, I believe that start was the best start by any pitcher in 2024. It was so good. It was so dominant. He had all his pitches going for him. I've been waiting for this to happen for so long for Tanner Houck. It has not. It wasn't looking good for a while there with him as a starter. Like he was really good, dominant against right-handed batters as a reliever. Always struggled with the lefties. Now he's got like his splitter working for him, and um, it just works. Like the whole package is a success now, and it's
And to do
awesome
it
for the
against
Red
a
Sox.
Cleveland team that has figured out how to hit a home run.
Yeah, yeah. So props to Tanner Houck for sticking with the starting, and for the Red Sox for actually not giving up on him, because they very easily could have made him like a back end reliever who was really good, but
Yeah.
they stuck with him as a starter.
Yeah.
And then the final guy who threw a complete game shutout, this was on Tuesday, was Max Fried. Max Fried has had a really rough start to the season, but in this game, he just kind of became the Max Fried that we have come to know and love against
The
Miami, who's not exactly
exact
like.
it's
Go
the
ahead.
exact same line as Tanner Houck with the exception it was only 6 strikeouts.
Yeah. So Max Fried, not really the biggest strikeout guy, but he does an amazing job of inducing the weak contact, not walking batters, and he had it all working. So I was a little concerned that Max Fried might be like injured. Maybe some effects from his injuries last year were carrying over, but this great start kind of eases my concerns, and they need him because they're missing Spencer Strider, and they need Fried to step up here. Aaron Boone was ejected from a game for something he literally didn't do.
I think you've read that headline wrong. I believe it's Hunter Wendelstedt ump shows again.
I didn't want to give him the ump show, I didn't even want to give him a name there.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
fair.
you're right.
But
Like, guy just made it all about him and used his power for evil there.
I love
Um,
the fact that he admitted later that it actually wasn't Boone. He just didn't care.
yeah, like, how
Like,
can you be like that?
yeah, like in the moment, I sort of maybe kind of understand. I don't.
Explain, I
I
guess,
don't.
explain what happened. I guess we haven't
But
done that yet.
so basically, what happened is a fan sitting near the Yankees dugout was heckling the umpire. The umpire then turned to Aaron Boone and told him to keep his team at bay. The fan heckled again. Wendelstedt turns, ejects Aaron Boone, and Aaron Boone goes, "That fan just said it. It's not me. I didn't say anything. Nobody on my team said anything. It was that guy right there." And Hunter Wendelstedt comes up and goes, "I don't care who said it. You're gone." And
Yeah,
then in a post game, I think they were asking Wendelstedt about it, and basically he reconfirmed that he doesn't care if Boone said it or not. It was unacceptable, and Boone should be ejected for it. Like,
yeah.
so we're just gonna start ejecting people for fans telling
Fans'
you you're
behavior
bad
and
at your
what?
job.
Yeah,
Like, fans are allowed to tell you that you're making bad calls. You can't just
goes
eject
to
us for
show
that.
more about Wendelstedt than anything. Like, the guy clearly has very thin skin that he's like bothered like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Although I didn't actually hear what the fans said.
I
Maybe
don't
it
either.
was aggressive. I Rachel might tell us in the chat. We'll see. But yeah, either way, uh, umps are just, as always, seem to not understand that it's not about them. Like, Angel Hernandez is still a problem. MLB hasn't done a thing about it. Hunter
Yeah,
Wendelstedt is a problem, both from a calling balls and strikes standpoint and just generally a fan interaction and enjoyment of the game standpoint. Like, at some point we need to like fix this. I don't know how. Like, there's a contract with the umpires union, but like something's got to happen, right?
absolutely. Yeah, tough problem though. That was yesterday, right? That was yesterday's game with the Yankees.
No, that was a couple days ago, I think.
Oh, it was a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Yankees and the A's were playing in a series, and Mason Miller came in on Tuesday and he finished off the Yankees in grand fashion by striking out the side Anthony Volpe, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge with like all 100 plus mile per hour fastballs. I think there were a couple hundred and threes, some 102s, 101. I mean, it's the guy's must watch right now, and he plays for the A's. So even the A's can have something like that.
I've come a long way since I spiked that ball at Fenway Park.
And tore your UCL.
Yeah, I think it was more of like a shoulder thing that I
Oh, it's
tore.
your shoulder thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, um, what do you make of Mason Miller? And I don't know, like, what are your thoughts on
Traded
him?
at the deadline.
Traded at the deadline.
Pretty much. Like I don't know. The dude is so good. I hate even facing him in MLB The Show. Like his like he throws so hard. Like I cannot catch up to it, and nobody can in the majors either. So like they did a great job replicating him, but he needs to probably get out of Oakland, or else he's just gonna kind of die like everyone else does.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He's
and
not like
luckily,
they've said that they want him to like become a starter at some time in the future. But this year he's doing the bullpen thing, and they're just letting him go out there and literally throw the ball as hard as he possibly can. Is he gonna just blow out because he's doing this? It's
maybe.
always a concern. But also, it's only like 10, 15 pitches a day.
Yeah,
So
I mean, still throwing that hard does tend to
yeah,
do some damage. So
hope he stays healthy.
yeah, same.
Um, Injured guys. We'll finish up with these guys. Go through these pretty quick. Cody Bellinger broke his rib banging up against the center field brick wall in Wrigley Field. And that's unfortunate because it's another Cubs guy who's now been injured, who's a key member of the team. They've lost their top pitcher in Justin Steele. They've lost their top two hitters in Seiya Suzuki and Bellinger. They've lost Julian Merriweather out of the bullpen, Kyle Hendricks and Drew Smiley. Like the injuries are piling up, and the team's still playing well. But at some point, the depth is going to be probably an issue here, and we'll just have to see if guys like Alexander Canario, Mike Talkman, PCA has been called back up to fill in for the missing outfielders right now.
And then it's also been a bad week for starting pitchers. However, it's been a pretty good week for UCLs. So three
Hey man,
more.
it's only Wednesday.
Oh, that's fair. Three more starters on the IL. Blake Snell with an adductor strain. Brian Bayo, who has a lat strain. And Merrill Kelly, who has an undisclosed injury as far as it's probably disclosed. I am unaware of what it is.
It's a shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury, not a UCL. See, told you. But yeah, those are some pretty big blows for all three of those teams. I mean, Brian Bayo is probably the best pitcher in Boston, right?
What about Tanner Houck or Cutter Crawford or
That's true. Cutter Crawford has been amazing so far. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I would say that right now Bayo is still a little bit more consistent than Houck. But yes, like they're all really good. I still think Bayo might right now be the top, just like guy that maybe you're most confident in.
Yeah, I mean, whoever it is, like wherever he falls, like they need him. He's important to the team, and
Yeah.
they're gonna have to fill in with. I believe his name is Cooper Criswell. I don't know a whole lot about him other than his name. So, and they're already down. They're down Nick Pivetta as well. So tough going for the Red Sox with injuries right now.
Yeah, and then the Diamondbacks really don't have anybody to back up Merrill Kelly right now either, do they?
No, they don't. It's going to be probably what's his name, Slade
Ciccone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because I think that makes two of their main starters injured in Erod and him.
I think so.
So, yeah, a little bit of a rough situation there in Arizona. However, they've so far been able to make it through without too many big issues. They're hanging close to 500 right now. So, let's see. Who else we got?
Lane Thomas.
Lane Thomas. He has a grade 2 MCL strain, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
and the way he did it was on a stolen base. And that's the part we forget about with the increase in steals. Lane Thomas has like 10 steals this year. You can get hurt when you slide and you run fast and stuff. So that's too bad because the Nationals were a team that was just kind of taken off, which is fun to watch. But unfortunately, he ran into some trouble there.
now luckily it's just a strain and not a tear. So,
yeah, I mean, a strain is a tear, but
is it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Then why not just call it a tear?
They like to shield what it really is.
Well, because strain to me sounds like it's been like just overstretched almost.
Yeah.
I don't like that. They need to change the name of that so that I understand.
Yeah.
This is all about me, and I don't care about anyone else. All right, and then what's going on with Pete Fairbanks? I think he's the last one.
Yeah, Pete Fairbanks has some sort of nerve issue. Don't know many more details than that.
Just can't pitch in the big innings.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Hopefully he gets that figured out.
Hopefully. That's going to wrap up for this week in baseball, and we'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
If you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and YouTube to make sure you don't miss any future episodes. Join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Getaway Day Pod. If you enjoy card collecting, check out our sister YouTube channel at Getaway Day Cards.